What's up, Coach?
Not
First of
much.
all, thanks for coming on the show. This is becoming like an annual thing as you guys are getting ready for your fourth year in the playoffs. It's really been a great year. Obviously, you guys had a little bit of a shaky start. I know shakier than you wanted for sure, but you guys played some really, really good teams. But when it came down, by week 5, you guys had it all figured out. Outscoring your opponents 186-6. A fifth consecutive NAC title for the PV Lakers. I always say that the A in NAC stands for Andover. You guys really had a great year. And I think what would be a really surprising for a lot of people is you guys are what most people would call a young team, as only one senior on the team and really led by a lot of great juniors and sophomores and some freshmen out there making some noise. Talk a little bit about what was going on coming into this year.
Yeah, I mean, last year we were 4-7. We got pushed around a little bit. Second half games, we weren't physical enough, but like you said, we played a lot of freshmen and sophomores. So this summer, the kids hit the weights hard, and then this year, our guys have really stepped up. We lost a heartbreaker in week 1 in the last 30 seconds. But I think it made us a better team. Came back week 2 and beat a good Cardinal team. Then we beat our rival week 3. And we had a tough stretch there with Rootstown Girard. Then we came back on and we beat a good Southeast team. But the biggest thing is our guys are playing with confidence. They're a year older. Like I said, most of our guys, like you said, are mostly juniors and sophomores. And then we got a good bunch of freshmen that have been helping us out.
Yeah, you look at the guys and the way your team is made up, and offensively, I think you look at 2 guys with over 1,200 yards on the season already, and Ryan Croston and Ty Vickery. Those 2 they're like peas and carrots, man. Where there's one, there's another, and you got to pick your poison with them. Really getting their run game going, and have been a dangerous a combo because they offer a little bit of a different skill set, but still very effective runners on both. For both of those guys. Talk a little bit about those guys getting it together.
Yeah, I mean, that started last year. They work well together. They lead block for each other. When we fake with them, you can't just focus on one of them. So they're a big asset. We can get tired.
Hold on. You gotta love live broadcasts, right?
I got you, Sammy. I don't know what happened. That's Twiston. There he is. He's back. He's back.
There we are.
Yes, I was just saying it. Those 2 work well together, and we've gotten Ty in the passing game. So, and they're our hardest working players, and they work well together. And but it all starts up front. If we don't have those linemen blocking tight ends, doesn't matter how good they are in the backfield. But yeah, they've had 2. Both of them had really good years for us so far.
Yeah, and you talk a little bit about the guys up front, and you guys are definitely younger on the offensive line than I think most of the teams you're going against, but you guys have really showed that these guys are ready to play. Talk about some of maybe the offensive lineman guys that have really stepped up into what really has been a culture at PV about having big boys that you can't push around.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Krause, our only seniors at center. He's done a great job for us. And then at guard, Landon Paul, Damian Brannard, and then we had a freshman, Owen Krabaka, step in. All 3 of them, they've done a great job all year for us. And then our tackles, Stuart Janik, John Finella. And then, one thing we couldn't do last year, we really didn't have tight ends. So now we have Luke Giddings, Matthew Atkins, Jaron Nowakowski, so we can put some big bodies in there and strong kids. They might not weigh 250, 270 like we had in the past 3 or 4 years ago, but they're strong kids, and they get after, and that's probably the biggest thing for us. We've been playing physical football.
Yeah, now you guys are getting ready to go against a pretty good, a really good, not pretty good, a really good Crestview team who's getting ready, and they're a regular playoff attender like you guys are. What are some of the things that you guys want to make sure that the Lakers get done so you guys are playing Week 12?
I mean, it just starts up front. We got to play physical. They got some big boys up front. They got a physical running back, so it's going to be a 4-quarter game. So the biggest thing is we just talking about being physical, doing your job, we're going to do what we do, and they're going to probably do what they normally do. So we're going to have to, whoever can turnovers, special teams is going to be huge. So it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a tough matchup, but I like that we're playing home. So, we'll see you on Friday night.
Yeah, and you know what? You walked me right into my next question, Coach. You guys are playing home, and it's a whole different atmosphere when the full town of Andover gets out there. The bells are ringing, the truck lights are on, people are going, screaming, hollering. Talk a little bit about the advantage that gives you guys, and not only that, you guys one of the few teams that still plays on grass as well. Talk a little bit about that home field.
Yeah, I mean, we had a huge game back in 2020 when we played Hillsdale, and that was pretty crazy. I know you were there broadcasting that. And, so our fans are really get after it. It starts with, the band, the cheerleaders, and then the whole community. And then, the whole thing with the grass. A lot of teams anymore are going with the turf. I prefer that grass. Our kids prefer it too. We like to just run the ball and play that old time football where you're playing on the grass and, you can tell you played afterwards with those grass stains. So, yeah, we're excited to be home. Like I said, we're going to be ready for the Crestview. They're going to, they're a good team. They've been in the playoffs, I think 16 out of the last 20 years. We're going to have our hands full.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup. I can't wait to go out there, and I've got the privilege and the honor of heading back out to Andover for another home game. I know the last time I got to smell the sweet smells of barbecue and sausages from that concession stand. I'm looking forward to it again this year, and I just want to tell you, Coach, thanks for everything. Thanks for coming on the show. Good luck, and I'll see you soon.
All right, no problem. Thank you for everything, too.
Thanks.